Well, most of the main roads in West Michigan are cleared now of that snow from late last week, but we probably figure they'll be covered soon again.
And one local woman is hoping that you'll be a little bit more patient the next time you're stuck behind a slow driver. Fox 17's Ryan Cummings explains why.
It's probably happened to a lot of us in the winter, right? We get into a rush. We may be getting out on a busy intersection like Alpine and 131 and 96 here, thinking that the person in front of us is just not driving fast enough. But there may be a very good reason that that person behind the wheel is driving slower.
It's 4:31. We're at 19. We are seeing a little light snow.
It's Kathy Malotte's first winter in Michigan in 30 years. You may recognize her voice from Grand Rapids Christian Radio, 91.3 WCSG.
We're going to see a low tonight of 2.
She's on every afternoon from 3 to 7 with her brother Steve.
So much fun. Yeah, he's hilarious and he's a pro. He knows the business and he's just guided me along. Air Serve of Kalamazoo, a locally owned and family operated business.
It's her first on-air gig after working as a high school teacher in Washington State, and she also spent winters in the South.
I hear about a storm coming and I'm just like, I'm not getting in the car.
Last Thursday, while the winter weather was moving in, she brought up an incident from her past on air, a crash in the snow when she was just 16.
I had just had my license just a couple months, and as a 16-year-old, you don't think anything's ever going to happen to you.
Kathy and her friends were released early from school that day. Instead of going home, they wanted to shop.
So we went up to Alpine and we were going to go shopping, and it was Alpine, and I'm sure you know all about Alpine, and it was really slick.
While pulling into a store, Kathy hit a tree, totaling her car.
It probably sounds really mild for what could have happened, but for me, being a new driver and I think it was the loss of control. Like, I just felt like because I didn't have control, it did something to me that I don't like to get into a car with slippery surfaces underneath me now.
Luckily, no one was hurt. Even though it was not a major crash, those driving conditions still stick with her to this day, heading out in the snow, triggering those memories.
It just left a little scar on me and a little bit of fear.
Kathy's already had the safe driving talk with her daughter, who's now 16 herself. It's likely an issue for thousands of new drivers. According to the Michigan Secretary of State, since April 1st, nearly 73,000 teens just got their license, meaning this will be their first winter driving in the snow and ice. When you factor in those with learner's permits, 386,000 teens in the entire state could be on the road at any given time. As for the older drivers, there are more than 1 million people in Michigan over 70 who may be taking it slow too, which is why Kathy hopes other drivers show some grace, as you never know who's behind the wheel in front of you.
Just be patient. What's the rush, right? If they want to go slow, if they feel the need to be taking their time, respect that. You don't know what their day has been like. You don't know where they need to get to or what they have in the car, what precious cargo they're carrying. So just always have grace for people. And also just kind of slow down and don't be in such a rush to get somewhere.
Michigan State Police also tell me that if people are out driving under the minimum on the highways, there is a very good chance that they will not be pulled over for driving too slow. Also, if that is you, you are encouraged to turn on your hazard lights. However, MSP says that if you cannot safely navigate out on the roads in the conditions, you're driving too fast, you end up in the ditch or happen to hit somebody else, there could be a fine and you may get cited. Reporting in Grand Rapids, Ryan Cummings, Fox 17 News.
Yeah, first winter back in a long time. Nothing fun for anybody, indeed.
Especially the past week. It's been a little rough out
It's
there.
a bad week indeed.